screen. All right. Ask again, yeah. All right. And these are my slides. I put on presentation mode. So as Dr. Echo mentioned, I will talk about two crypto capture the flag puzzles. Of course, these crypto we can find write-ups of them on the internet, but I'll give you my own flavor, my own like way of solving and how I understand the puzzles. And yeah, kind of my own approach. So we can learn something along the way. So the goal here is not really just solving or get the point for capturing a flag, but is really to learn something along the way. So as Dr. Echo mentioned, I picked two puzzles. One is about symmetric encryption, and one is about asymmetric encryption. So let's start with the first one. I like to call this cha-cha dance. Yeah, maybe I'll try also to annotate if I can. Yeah. Okay. So this is a symmetric key encryption. It's called also a stream cipher because it takes a stream of bytes. Let's say bytes A, B, C, D, and it gives you kind of an encrypted version of them, right? X, Y, Z. I don't know, maybe zero, something else, right? So so why we call it a stream cipher. So let me show you some code first. I have some code on Colab, so Google Colab. If you have any Gmail account or any Google account, you can use it to use this Colab from Google. So here is the code. Of course, there is a library we use called PyCryptoDOM. So I hope you're a bit familiar with Python because all the code will be in Python. And so here I just installed the library PyCryptoDOM. And here is the code. And it seems there is a problem with the code and we have to figure it out. We have to figure out how to capture the flag. So the flag for me in this notebook is a kind of, it's hidden here in the secrets of the notebook, right? And the secret of the notebook, if you're using any AWS and you have, some secret tokens, so you want to share your notebook, but you don't like to share some secrets, so Google Colab gives you this option, so you can store them here, and anytime you need them in the code, you can use this chunk of code here, so to import or to bring the flag, the value of the flag, the value of the secret to the code. So that's what I'm doing here actually in the code. I'm saying, okay, give me. So I will not show it for you now. It's a secret, okay. But here in the code, I'm saying, okay, give me the flag. Translated to bytes and consider it's encoded in ASCII. We all know ASCII code, right? And what happens later, we have many functions and we have a main function. So there is a function to encrypt a message. It takes a message to encrypt and a key and what we call a nonce in crypto. So nonce is usually, it means use one time. So usually nonce means don't use twice and use once. Okay, so a number to be used once, I guess. And here you see I'm using the Cha-Cha 20 algorithm from the library. I'm importing it here. And saying, okay, give me a new construct, a new object, which is a cipher object with this key and this nonce. And then I'm encrypting the message. I'm returning the ciphertext here. Okay. Yeah. And here is to write data to a file. Well, I'm not going to use this function. If you look at the main, here at the main, you have a message, which is kind of, we have reason to believe counterintelligence units have intercepted your transmissions and exposed multiple agent identities. So that's kind of the story. Like someone is threatening us to expose our agent identities. Unless immediate action is taken, those agents are likely to be detained within days. And see, this is a message. It was encrypted later. So here I'm saying key comma IV give me two random numbers. So U stands for unsigned, is an unsigned random number over 32. I guess you guess the unit, 32 bytes. So give me over 32 bytes a number, another number over 12 bytes. Okay, so these are the key and the IV. IV stands for initialization vector. Okay. And this is what I'm gonna use later, encrypted message, let's encrypt this message, right? Using key and IV. And then I'm encrypting also the flag that I have here using the same key and IV. So already you feel that there is something wrong because I told you nonce you have to use it only one time, and here we used it twice already, right? So probably this code is vulnerable. It has some issues. Okay, so that's the nice thing about crypto puzzles. Is like in the theory, in the classroom, you can learn the math, you can learn theorems and prove that this is secure 100%. But the practitioners, when they implement things, when they use the crypto, if they use it wrong, here what the problems start. Okay. So here I'm printing the data. So I'm printing this big string called data, which is the IV. And here dot hex, it means translated to hexadecimal. So you see here, I'm gonna print it in a hexadecimal notation. And then I'm encrypting the encrypted message. I'm printing the encrypted message also in hexadecimal. And finally, the flag in hexadecimal. All right, so this \n means new line. Okay, so I'm assuming you're beginners, but if you feel I'm talking a lot of details, I'm explaining a lot of details, let me know, and I can speed up. But here what I'm printing, this is the nonce. I have it in hexadecimal format. I have this big message encrypted here, and I have the flag encrypted here. Okay, that's 3 lines of output. All right. Yeah, there is a glitch here. I would say here is maybe use nonce is better, but Ivy I don't see any problem because you're using Python and Python can, read an outside variable if it's defined before. But that's not really an interesting thing here. Okay, so that's the code which is given to us. If you go back to the slides, and let me know anytime if you have any questions. Is it me who is drawing these things? No, I don't think so. Not me, right? Okay, so that's a code. So there is a code, and we need to, of course, what's our goal is to capture the flag. So we need to decrypt actually. So decrypt the flag value because we have the flag encrypted, and we need to decrypt to get the secret. Should I share again? Try again. I need permission to share again. All right. Yeah, something in the chat. Yeah, sure. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, so flag is what we're looking for, and this is a question: can you recover the value of flag from the output, the cell's output? I mean, the cell in the notebook, the Python notebook I just shared. Okay. So I started, of course, when you start this kind of puzzle, the first thing if you don't know Cha-Cha cipher, Cha-Cha 20, what is it? So you should start Googling it or ask AI about it or do your own research. And here I found this from the internet. There is a source somewhere in the comments, but I can read it for you. So Cha-Cha 20 is a performant and lightweight yet highly secure 256-bit stream cipher used to encrypt and decrypt data, and it often used to secure data transmitted online, such as emails, messages, blah, 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 blah. So what's interesting is that they're saying it's secure. So saying the protocol itself, there is no problem with the protocol itself, right? So one thing, if you like to try, is this CyberChaff is very nice. It's a very nice website. You can also install it locally if you like. It's available open source on GitHub. And if you like, let's just get familiar with the Cha-Cha cipher. So let me take this link. Actually, I have it here. I already opened it. Yeah, so that's the CyberChaff website. It has a lot of nice transformation from hexadecimal to bytes, from ASCII to hexadecimal, a lot of encryption algorithms, and sometimes I used it even for forensics or for other stuff. Okay, so I'll search here if they have Cha-Cha. And yeah, I found it here, right? So the way you want to. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, someone open the mic, maybe.
Yeah.
So the way you use is kind of, it works by blocks. So you drag this block here, okay, to get the Cha-Cha.
Okay, it's okay. Okay, Jonathan, you can continue. Sorry for the.
Yeah, sorry, I'm turning the sound off.
Yeah.
Is it okay now?
I think it's okay.
Wonderful. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, so that's the Cha-Cha. You see there is a key, there is a nonce, there is a counter, there is rounds, there is the format of the input, the format of the output. Okay, so let's try it, right? Because the code here is saying the key should be 32 bytes and the nonce should be 12 bytes. So I don't know a lot about the cipher, but I can follow the code and try for myself. So how to get 12 bytes easily? I think, so we're talking about hex, right? Hexadecimal. So let me explain something is, hexadecimal is from 0, 1 up to, what's the largest digit in hexadecimal is not 9. You have to continue, right? A, B, up to F. So you have 16 different digits, right? So if you need 12, so by the way, so if you have two hexadecimal digits, that makes 1 byte because X digit is 4 bits, right? So we all agree on this. So if you have, for example, 0011, that's 2 bytes. First byte, second bytes, right? So if you need 12 bytes, so let's go from 10, 11, 12 here, 12. And let's
Recording in progress.
About the key? The key we said is 32 bytes. So I don't even have enough digits because if I do 16, all of them by 2 times, that gives me 16 bytes, right? And yeah, and I copy this twice, it gives me 32. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna say 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 2, etc. 7, 8, 8, 9, 9. I did 0, 0, so I do A, A, B, B, C, C, D, D, E, E, F, F. And that's kind of, so that's 16 bytes. If I want 32 bytes, I can do another, I copied and pasted. So now I have 32 bytes here. But anyway, it's the green. So when it's green, it means your configuration is correct, and you can start encrypting stuff. All right, so don't worry about this thing, kind of the default parameters. And now I can take any row, like any hex input, and it gives me some output. I prefer to make it hex to hex. Okay, so let's try something. Let's say I give you some, give it some, you see I'm giving it some hex decimal, and it's encrypting it, right? So that's a stream cipher. The more you give, the more it's gonna encrypt. It doesn't stop. Okay, so that's a stream cipher. Imagine bytes are coming from some, I don't know, web server, and it's gonna encrypt them. Right. Okay, so yeah, we get familiar a bit with the stream cipher. I also did more research, see how it. If you do X XOR Y, you're gonna get X again. You get X again if you do the thing twice. All right, so think about it later. I don't want to prove it because we're gonna take all the day. But here's what you can do. It's like, okay, you know the cipher, and you know the cipher text, you know the plain text. So you can obtain the key stream. Key stream is simply get a cipher plus M XOR. I mean. M. Why? Because XOR itself is a key stream XOR M. So you get XOR M 2 times, and this is gonna cancel, right? Right. So I'm replacing this C with its value, which is a key stream plus M, and then you get 2 plus M, 2 XOR M. That's given the rules. This given the truth table, this is gonna disappear. Okay. All right, I hope you're following. So that's it. So let's think about it. I have one message, which is plain text, and I have the cipher of it, so I can get the key stream. Is the key stream used twice? Yes, it is. Okay, in the code here, it's used twice, right? Because we use the same key IV, and in the slide, I showed you in the diagram that if you use the same key and nonce, you get the same key stream. Right. So now I have the key stream and I have the encrypted flag. Right. So that's the key to solve this capture the flag, the CTF. It's like, okay, so I have the key stream and I have the encrypted flag. If I XOR them, I will get the flag in clear. Right? That's the big thing here. That's the solution actually. Right? So that's the solution. Okay. So now the technicalities of it, how we implement it in Python is a bit tricky. So I'll show you how I did the code, and you will see it's a bit tricky, okay? All right. So yeah, so I'm gonna open a new notebook, maybe a new collab to try to solve. Or we can use the same. You can use the same as you like. Because the same and start here. Okay, I'll start here. And of course, I need to copy this and call it, let's call it encrypted message, right? Because that's what I have. The message is here, and that's the encryption of it, right? So let's start like this, but there is no way Python gonna understand this is a hexadecimal number. So I'll put it in string for now in a character, and then I will tell Python like consider this an hexadecimal number. Okay. So I also need the encrypted flag. Okay, and this also I'm gonna get this third line. So notice that I will never use the nonce. I don't care about the nonce. It's not part of the solution. So this kind of usually in the capture the flag puzzles, they give you some extra information that you don't need. They just give it to make you work more to kind of confuse you, right? All right, so I have my information here. So the first step gonna be, the first step is let's do this XOR between the message itself and the encrypted message. So I was very afraid to do mistakes while typing. That's why I have the code ready. Always when you do CTF, have a notes application. It's very, very useful. Notes application, you can store your notes for different puzzles, store some comments you liked, some tricks you liked, and you keep them in a node, and you can organize them later in different, let's say, okay, that's for crypto, that's for networking, and so on. Right, so that's the thing I want to use. So you see here, I'm taking this message and turning it into a hexadecimal. And then, okay, say treat it as a number. So int with base 16, right? So if you do it step by step, the message is this guy here. That's the message. Okay, that's the message. And if you do message.hex, do message.hex, AI here is trying to help me. You see that it's transformed every byte. The W in ASCII is 57 and so on. And then I'm saying, okay, take this number, take the string and make it a number. So if you say int of this message.hex 16, so saying it's base 16 is like the decimal number, so make it is a string to int conversion. All right. Now I know there are better libraries now to do this kind of things, because I tell you it's tricky to do it manually like that. But that's how I've done it for now. But of course, think about bin ASCII or this kind of similar library. They have also some good utilities to do it. So if you print this, that's just a number, right? So XORing is between numbers, right? It's just a number. Remember, a number is stored in the computer as a as an integer, which is kind of bits and zeros and ones, and this can be read as a hexadecimal if you like. Right. So that's for message. I turn it into a number, and also for encrypted message, the thing I have here, I also turn it into a number. It's already in hexadecimal format, and then this guy here is a XOR in Python. And I'm storing this in keystring. Okay. I call this encrypted message, right? Enc message. So yeah, I'm gonna change my variable name. Okay, we got this. So now if you want to show the key stream, it's just a number, right? It's a very big number. What's the next step? Yeah, be careful. If you do this manually, sometimes there is some zeros at the left side, and let's do this step by step. And sometimes if you miss the zero, you miss the alignment, and this is a key stream. Remember, it should be very well aligned, otherwise you're going to get wrong results. All right, so that's a hex of key stream, let's say, is this thing. Of course, if you want to get rid of the 0x, you start at index 2, and here it means to the end, and then you start at 28, right? Gonna start at 28. But the problem is, do we have zeros before the 28? So that's what I'm saying in the slides here, saying if you have one or more zeros to the left here, when you print it, it's gonna start at the 1, and you lose the 0. If you lose the 0, you lose the alignment, and this is gonna make a problem. So that's the solution for this is like say, okay, I know the length of the message. I know what's the length of that. So let's fill with zeros until I got the full length of the message. And this is gonna solve it. Okay, so if there are any zeros, it's gonna appear after the Z fill. Okay. All right. So yeah, that's what I want to do now. I want to take the 2 and but Z fill with the encrypted message length. Right, and remember here, I shouldn't do this many times because now I'm storing in key stream again, so I have to do it only one time. If you do it again, gonna give an error. Okay, so do it only one time, but I can print now key streams here how it looks like. It's just, there is no zeros, it seems, so it's just like the hexadecimal representation. All right, so I have the key stream. Now I have to XOR the key stream with the encrypted flag to get the flag, right? So that was our plan. So first of all, to make the alignment work, remember the key stream was encrypted for a very long message, all this. But now I need it for the flag, which is much smaller. So what happened if you use the full key stream is like you're gonna lose the alignment. So it's gonna be so that's a very big numbers, and actually you're not XORing with all the numbers, XORing with part of it. Okay, so that's what I'm doing here, saying, okay, I need only enough bytes to XOR with the encrypted flag. So give me enough bytes to XOR with the encrypted flag. That's all I need. Okay, I have it in the notes here as well. I'm gonna copy it to the notebook. There's a lot of flipping between windows, so I hope it's not very disturbing. But yeah, that's truncating, let's say, truncates the key stream. I need only the first bytes because that's what I'm gonna align with the flag. All right, seems like working, but now you see the key stream is get shorter, right? Get shorter. So exactly it should be the size of the flag. Okay. What's the next step? Yeah, so now I have to XOR. That's what was our plan, XOR with the encrypted flag. Yeah, and so again, key stream is a string. I need to transform it to an integer, and also encrypted flag is the same format. So that's it. So now I got the flag, but the flag now is just a number, right? So it's just a number. All right, so I need to put this in hexadecimal and then transform it to ASCII to get the letters, to get the real text, right? So that's what I'm doing here. Of course, first of all, again, let's try to make sure, I call this flag plain. Let's try to make sure there is no zeros that are not there for any if there is a 0 to the left, that's not good. I'm not sure I need this too. Yeah, here I get confused. So this too, if your hex, yeah, so you have a hex flag, right? You have a hex flag that's 0x. So this too is to get rid of the 0x, and then that's z fill, 0 fill, the length I need. So that should work. And finally, yeah, once you have this, so yeah, so that's flag plain, right? So this 54 should be the first letter, right? We said there's a 1 byte, 2 hexadecimal digits is a 1 byte. Okay, so let's try. So the way I do it is like, I have to take this 54, and translate it to as a 16, the hexadecimal, and then translate it back to ASCII using CHR. Maybe you know this function CHR. Okay, so take it from a string as a hexadecimal, transform it to an integer, and then take the char of the integer to give you the ASCII. That's give you the ASCII for 54. Okay, I get a T. All right, wonderful. So I get a T. That's a very good sign. Usually, if you get a non-printable character, then there is something wrong, because flag should be printable, right? So let's construct over this. So actually, what do you need is to do this for this flag plane. I'm going flag plane I up to I plus 2. So take 2 by 2. And you have to do this for I in a range, the len of, that's what we call it list comprehension in Python, right? Flag plane. Sorry for the typo. And should we divide by 2? Yeah, the way I like to do it is like this range. Start from 0 and jump by 2 every time. So I will jump by 2 because I need 54, then I need 45, then I need 4C, and so on. So jump 2 by 2, starting from 0 and ending at the len of the flag. All right, so for I need a variable I, of course. Yeah, and let's put this in a list. So that's a list comprehension. See if it works. Yeah, it gave me
Recording in progress.
All right. Telcom. That's a flag. Telcom. This sounds like Telcom University. I'm not sure. All right. So yeah, so that's a flag. Okay. So let's put as a string. How to put as a string? You can use this. You can use an empty string and join all these characters from that list into this empty string and give you a full string. Okay. That's the trick. That's the flag. Telcom. Can you read this? Understanding stream cipher is simple as that. All right. Okay, that's the flag. Right. Okay, so I hope you like it. Now, there is a much easier way to solve it, by the way. It's much easier. So try to solve it using, CyberChef. Okay, so the website we just talked about. Let's do it together. Okay, so all I need to do, remember, is I have this message. Let's put it here as the input. Okay, what's the message again? Sorry. Here. Okay, what's the message again? Is this message here, right? That's one. We have blah, 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 all this. Okay. That's my message. So of course here, let me try to fix it a little bit. I don't need all this plus and the new line and so on. It's all one big message, right? So so I just use it as a text here. And I hope I'm not messing the message, because if you mess one character, this can not work. All right, I guess this is my message. And of course, I need to XOR that. So let's look if we have a XOR already here in CyberChef. XOR, I have one. Okay, XOR. Drag and drop here and see. Okay, so what's the key? Is asking me what's the key? Okay, so the key, I have it, right? So the key is this thing here, right? I want to XOR with this thing, encrypted message, right? To get the key stream. I'm gonna put the thing here is in hexadecimal. Yeah, it is in hexadecimal. And yeah, and I'm trying to XOR this guy, which is fine. At the end of the day, that's just a number. With this guy, at the end of the day, is another number, just another number. And here you see it give me kind something encrypted, something like not even legible. Okay, but I have to do another XOR now. Take this and XOR it with the encrypted flag, right? So another XOR. So take whatever output come here. So you see, you can build process here. You can build blocks that work after each other. So this means that the output of this block is the input of the next block. And that's the nice thing about CyberChef. You can do many blocks as you like. Okay. So now the key is the encrypted flag. Okay, so let's get it from somewhere, from here maybe. Yeah. There's the encrypted flag, double click, control copy. I copied it, replace it here. You see, okay. So it kind of work. I don't need to truncate or anything because they are aligned correctly. But you see all this I truncated in the Python code. So here you don't need to do that. You got the flag here, right? Telcom. Hello, Telcom University. How are you doing? All right. Yeah, that's for the first puzzle. That's all I have for the first puzzle. And okay, so let's take a minute break if you have any questions, and then we move on.
Okay, maybe, yeah. We'll take time to take any question from the audience. Okay, maybe some of you already know about this challenge and want to start it with Nassar, please.
Okay, so should we carry on with the second challenge?
Okay, sure. Sorry.
All right. Okay.
Recording in progress.
So let me copy this to the browser. Okay, so that's also taken from the same website, but I like to put it here in the website called hackthebox.eu. If you like to solve the puzzle, you can solve it there as well. I put it here. I installed the library, and if you look at the code here for this puzzle, what's going on? There is a flag, and here a flag could be Telcom something else, redacted, let's say. And it has a class time capsule. It seems like they're doing RSA. Okay, why? They have an E, they have a bit size. So, and this function seems like it creates a new public key. So that's how RSA creates a key, right? You take a 2 prime number, very big prime number, very large, you multiply them. You take the phi, which is p minus 1 by q minus 1, and you have to ensure that the E, and the E here, they take it later here as E is 5, right? So take it as 5. So you have to ensure that E has an inverse modulus phi. Okay, so modulus phi, E should have an inverse. They don't store it here because they will never intend to decrypt. They don't want to decrypt. Okay, they just want to make sure the RSA system works correctly. Usually in RSA code, you need to store this because you have to use it for decryption. But here they just want to encrypt. Okay, so saying keep trying until you find a valid phi, right? Valid phi in the sense that E has an inverse modulus phi. And once you get this, then break. That's it. So return N and E, and this two numbers together is the public key, actually. So here what they're doing, they get new time capsule, they get a new public key every time, and then they encrypt the message, right? So take the message, they transform it into a number, which is a long format here, bytes to long, and then that's the RSA encryption, right? M to the power E modulus N. That's the RSA encryption, called the textbook RSA. Okay. And they return they give you the message, and they give you the public key. So the public key is N and E, and the message is M. That's the encrypted message, actually, right? So that's M, the encrypted message. Right. So every time we call this function, gonna give us an encryption of M with new, actually, public key, but the same E, always the same E, which is 5. Okay. And here is a challenge. So you create a time capsule with the flag you like. And here it seems like they're running a server, right? So they saying welcome. So that's kind of a rec. Yeah, it's a class for the server, and the handle a request is by saying take the self.request, put in a variable rec, and challenge the rec. Challenge the rec is gonna get me to this function. Right? Yeah, and this is spreading server and so on, because it means that it can serve many clients at the same time. But that's a detail. And that's the main function. So they're starting the server at listening to all the IP addresses at this port. You can read at the lead port, 1337. So that's like an E, and the 7 is like a T. Yeah, so they're running the server, and every time, yeah, let's connect to the server, actually. So how do you do? Can you do it in Colab? You can open a terminal. Here, there's a terminal option. You can use it. Okay, so if I run this code, they're gonna call the main. The main gonna start the TCP server, and then I can connect there and see this behavior. Like it's gonna tell me welcome to Qubit and so on, and I can go with this dialogue here, saying yes or saying no. Okay, so let's do it together. So two things. First, to run the server, you have to run this cell. And I need to install the libraries. Let's install the libraries. And the other thing is, like, to connect to a TCP port, you need a tool, let's say, like netcat, so NC. I need to install it. So that's in my notes here. You can apt-get install netcat. So because that's not by default in the notebook, the Google Colab, they don't want to do networking for sure. So they said we don't install this by default. Yeah, but you can install it, and then of course it's very easy to use. Say, okay, I want to netcat to the server, which is on the same virtual machine hosted somewhere by Google. So you can use the local host address 127.0.0.1, and then connect to this. Yeah, now the server is running, and I connect here. Okay, and yeah, that's exactly what's in the code, right? So saying welcome to Qubit, seems like quantum computing or company. Would you like your own time capsule? And I know that when if I say yes, it's gonna create a new time capsule. So it's gonna give me kind of an encryption of the flag. Let's say yes. It's gonna give me public key, which is this very big number, E, which is 5, is always 5 in the code. That's the N, that's the N. And this is kind of the encryption of my flag. Right? That's encryption of my flag. And I can ask as many of these as I want, right? And every time is a different key, same E, and of course use this key now to encrypt the same flag. So it's the same flag every time. All right, so that's the settings of the challenge. It's like you can request this as many times as you like. And no, it means no, I don't want any more. Thank you, take care. I can stop the server. And sometimes it does not, like the port is still kind of booked or reserved. So if you like to kill that, I can show you how, maybe somewhere in my notes. Yeah, you can just say, okay, which process is running at this port. You can use netstat for that. Say, okay, which port, which service is running here? I see, okay, that's the process number, the ID is 390, it's a Python 3, yeah, it's still booking the port. So if you like to, you can kill this process to kill the server once for all. So give it the signal 9 and the process ID. And yeah, it's crashed the session or whatever, but don't worry about it. All right. So you can now run the server again if you like. That's why you need to kill it, because if you run again and the port is still reserved, you cannot. It's gonna tell you port is in use. Okay. Yeah. So let's look at the code now. We have to think about what's wrong about this code, how we can decrypt, because RSA we know it's a very robust algorithm. So yeah. So that's here. I'm looking at the code. All right. Let me try to annotate. Yeah. So what we have received when we connect to the TCP server is like, it's just encrypts a flag using RSA. So this is what it is doing. The E modulus N. So if you notice, the prime numbers or N is like it has a size for 1024 bits. So that's usually considered secure unless you have quantum computing, right? So here yeah, so here you see like the bit size is 1024 over 2, but you multiply. So the phi or the n is a 1024 bit size, which is considered good. So that's not the weakness. It's not the key size. It's not the weakness. So we have access to N and E, and we have access to the encrypted message. What should we do? Should we brute force? It's impossible, right? Bit size is considerable. If you have a quantum computer that can break RSA, is what people are saying, like a quantum computer can break RSA. Maybe, yeah, but I don't have any quantum computer now. Could be a weakness in the implementation, right? Because what can be suspicious is self.e is 5. Right? Is it RSA? Is it secure if you choose a small value for E? We don't know, or maybe we need to search. This could be a starting point. And the other point, if you know RSA, you know that usually they pad with a random number. Because otherwise it's deterministic, right? If you encrypt the same message twice, you get the same encrypted message, and this can enable some, dictionary attack. So if I know, for example, that the encryption of hello is the same every time, right? So I can do an inverse search. Yeah. So there is no padding. And self E equal 5. That's the most suspicious about the code, I would say. So of course, here you have to start doing research. See, of course, a new flag. You won't find the solution, but maybe you can find some information about RSA. So I found that we need padding because RSA is deterministic. So usually, if you don't do padding, an attacker can successfully launch a chosen plain text attack by encrypting likely plain text under the same public key. So a crypto system is called semantically secure if an attacker cannot do that. Okay. So yeah, I can have the link here for more discussion. So RSA without padding is not secure. So it seems like this could be, a clue to the solution. If you do more research, I found this, and that's the source. If you use E equals 3, because I was also looking for, like, if E is small, is it insecure? So it's saying E equals 3 and encrypt the very same message with 3 distinct public keys. Oh, okay, that rings a bell. That's what they're doing there. They use different public keys and same message. If message is a flag, right? Then an attacker can recover M. Oh, okay, so that's it, right? So when you read this, you find, okay, that it must be this, right? That's not really due to the small e. It's rated due to improper padding. Anyway, I don't care because this is what they're doing. But the only problem is now e is not 3 for us, e is 5. Okay. So how I start searching how they can, how they could solve this, how they can attack if E is 3 and there is no padding, and seems like the answer for this is the Chinese remainder theorem. So what the Chinese remainder theorem says is that if you have the same x, the same message, right, and is a modulus A1, is a called congruent or equivalent to A1 modulus N1 and congruent to AK modulus NK, then you can recover X. So if the Ni are pairwise coprime, this N1, NK, so these are our N's, very probably they're going to be pairwise coprime because we're multiplying, P by Q. And every time you choose like P1, Q1, P2, Q2. So the only thing that makes them non-co-prime is that there is a common factor. And it's very unlikely that you get a common factor because you're looking in like 1024 bits over 2. So it's very unlikely you get the same factor again in a small time. Right? So saying if they are pairwise co-prime, and if A1, AK, A2, AK are any integers, then the following system has a solution. I can solve for X. I can solve for X. Right? So that's the key for the attack. If you encrypt the same message, right, many times with different ends, okay, how the solution works, saying, okay, take a message M, which is smaller than Ni. So remember, N1 or N2 or NK, for us, it's going to be N1, N2, up to N5, because E is 5. Okay. If the message is a very small string, right? It was CTF, blah, blah, blah. So it was like a very small string. So if you transform it into a number, it's not going to be 1024 bits. It's going to be much less. So I assume X is smaller than the N. Okay, so M is smaller than Ni, which means M to the power 5 is smaller than the product, N1, N2, N5. And that means if you take square root, not the square root, but the root of order 5 of M, okay, then you get exactly M. Okay, so that's a solution. If we gather 5 equations and then we compute this M to the 5 is congruent to Ci mod Ni, then we can recover exactly M5. So here it should say, the product of these. Okay, so anyways, we don't need to understand the full details. It can be solved, right? So the library can solve it, maybe. And whenever you have this system, the library can solve it. Remember, this system is why it exists because it's coming from here, right? It's coming from, where is it? Here. So that's so C is is congruent to ME mod N. That's how I see it. And the same message again and again. All right, and then we're changing N1, N2, N3, N4. We're getting C1, C2, C3, C4, but that's the X, right? The X is the same, right? That's the same X. Okay. Let's get the server. Okay. So yeah, so I found some library called libnum that can solve the Chinese remainder theorem. So all you need to do is collect this. All right. Okay. I know people are getting bored. I know, so I will not take off for a long time. But maybe I just explain the idea. Okay. So yeah, we need to collect this Chinese remainder theorem, saying okay, so this ME is congruent to C1 modulus N1, right? So let's collect 5 of them, C2 and so on, up to C5 and 5. And then this is gonna gonna get me the ME. It's gonna solve for that. So solution, like can call this library with the remainders and the moduli, and it's gonna give me the solution. The solution here is gonna be ME to the power 5, I guess, because it's gonna multiply all of them together. Okay. Yeah, and yeah, so and then you have to take the nth root. So take the nth root of the solution. Okay, so once you have the solution, it takes the nth root solution here, the 1/5, right? So whatever solution I get from the library, I have to take the root of order 5, the nth root, the 5th root here. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. Once you have the solution, take the nth root, and then this gonna be your plain text. Gonna be your plain text, and then you can do the same trick that we did before to transform from a number to a character set of characters. All right. So here also there is some trick because it's gonna be a very large number, very large numbers. And if you take square root using Python, then usual Python not gonna work because it's gonna make a precision error on gonna do some rounding. So you better use a specialized library. So use GenPy2, and GenPy2 has I root utility or function, and this gonna give you exactly what is integer root for that. Okay. So yeah, so that's it. You can try to solve this problem in HTTP. So here, if you like, in the code, I don't know how much time we have. Do we have time to work on some code?
I think we still have 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Okay. Okay. That's not much time. Let me try just to start giving you like how it could work. So all we need to do is like run the server. I'm trying to get rid of the cameras. What should I do? Okay. Yeah, so I'm running the server here. I'm gonna connect, and you have sorry, not netstat. Connect with the NC, and you have to say yes 5 times. Okay, so every time take this and save it somewhere here maybe. Yeah, and so I have to do yes 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Maybe now I can stop the server. And let's save this information here in X1, X2, X3, X4, and X5. And also I need to store N1 up to N5. And that's all you need to solve it. Okay, so that's all we need to solve it because we're gonna use the library and to solve the Chinese remainder theorem. All right, so everything here that's on X, let's say, it's gonna be the remainders. And that's a 1, that's a second. The third. It's interesting that it gives me the same every time, the same kind of the same thing. I'm not sure if this is how it's supposed to do. But here you see it's like different key every time. Oh, okay. I have to align them correctly, I guess. Yeah, I shouldn't do this. But it's interesting how it gives me the same encryption every time. Seems the message is too small and is less than the modulus, and that's why is yeah, the message is too small and it's less than the modulus. That's why. Because I have the same encryption every time. All right. So, anyways, yeah, I'm gonna stop here because we don't have time. But you have all the code. All the code you need to solve this is in the slides. I hope you get a copy of them and you try. Okay. So once you collect all these remainders and moduli, you can solve with the libnum library, and then use the GemPy to take the nth root, and it's gonna give you the flag. Okay, so once you practice with this notebook, you can go to the real thing on the Hack the Box and solve it. If you get some weird, maybe this is a last advice, if you get some weird hacking style flag and you cannot read it, this is a very nice website where you can say, okay, for example, the Cha-Cha puzzle. For example, you can type any flag here and it's gonna translate it for you. Okay, so basically it works like if you say lead, lead, that's to English and gives you a lead. Okay, so it can explain, it can understand this kind of flags, right? Yeah, so I'm gonna stop here. Thank you so much for having me. I hope you enjoyed this two flags. The second one, it seems I wasn't very prepared, but I hope he give you the main skeleton of solving. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Nassar. Okay, pause for Dr. Nassar. Thank you very much for your sharing. Okay, maybe before we open the Q&A discussion, so maybe Dr. Nassar, I can ask you about, do you have any channel, LinkedIn or email that can share to the audience?
Any challenge that can I share with the
Maybe
audience?
the concept. Maybe you have a LinkedIn account or
Oh
email
yeah,
to
sorry,
share with
yeah,
the
I missed that actually. Yeah. So that's kind of my conclusion here. Yeah, and I hope these two puzzles help to get a flavor of crypto CTF. So yeah, that's a gamified way to learn more. So yeah, make sure when you solve the flag that you're learning something new, not just like, taking the point, copy pasting the flag and taking the point for it. Yeah, if you want to connect with me, thank you, Dr. Echo. That's my LinkedIn, the Nassar
Okay.
one. And of course, if you like to come to the US to study, we have many master programs at the University of New Haven. Most recently, we are starting an MS in AI, and this can be taken online. So if if you have the means and you'd like to study, put the link here. I can share with Dr. Echo later as well. And also, we started a PhD program, a very young PhD program actually. If you have kind of a scholarship, because we don't have scholarships yet, but you have kind of scholarship, and you like to study with us, we can talk to me anytime. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that's sure. Thank you so much.
Yeah, because we have just a short of time. So yeah, if the audience, okay, the students here want to ask for more about Dr. Nassar and want to know more about the CTF he has solved, or maybe to continue the study, master degree, or even a PhD degree in University of New Haven. We will share this PowerPoint to the audience later by our committee. Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Nassar, about for your session, for your speech, and this contact maybe will help us to to reach you in the other chance or at the time. So please the audience, if you have any question for Dr. Nassar. Okay, Mohamad Irfan Haikal have raised hand. Okay, please, Haikal.
Okay, thank you for this attention. My name is Mohamad Irfan Haikal. I'm from telecommunication engineering, 23. I really enjoyed of hearing about your CTF experience. I'm actually serious from your point of view. What kind of a crypto challenge really test someone to understanding of a cryptography? Like, do you think solving this old school classical shipper still show strong fundamentals, or are the modern algorithm-based ones a better reflection for a real cryptography skill? Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
So I guess the question right is about what's the most important skills for a cryptographer or for an engineer in general.
What kind of a crypto challenge really tests someone to understanding of a cryptography
All right.
on
Yes.
your
Yes.
experience?
Yes. So I'm more into the applied thing. Personally, I'm not a cryptographer, so I don't do the theory. I don't do the math. Of course, if you want to study cryptography, the fundamentals is a lot of math, and usually mathematicians do this kind of things. They have very, very strong background in math. If you want to do any kind of, lattice cryptography or homomorphic encryption or this kind of things, like it's very, very deep in math. But the applied crypto is different. Applied crypto is really once you have this nice math and a way to encrypt and decrypt, or to authenticate, or to make digital signatures, etc., etc. You want to deploy them in the real world. So that's when it starts to be applied. And here there is a lot of problems in the way we're gonna deploy these algorithms. So I think solving CTF gives you this experience of like what can go wrong. The math is solid, the crypto is solid, but the way the engineer is gonna implement them or gonna deploy them can have a lot of issues or vulnerabilities. And most of the time, the engineers do not understand the math, right? So it's not their job, right? So there's a gap between how the mathematics work and how the engineering works. It's where a lot of problems arise in practice. And that's why I really recommend for any applied security engineer to solve all kinds of puzzles, and crypto is one of them, of course. Hope I answered your question.
Okay. Haikal,
Okay.
have you?
Okay. Okay, I really appreciate of your detailed answer. It gave me a clearer picture how a crypto challenge work in the real life. I hope we can meet together in the real life. Thank you, Mohamad Nassar. Mr. Mohamad Nassar, thank you.
Most
Thank you
welcome.
for the answer.
Nice to meet you.
Okay. Thank you, Haikal, for the questions. Okay. The next question is from Alif from University of Bengkulu. Okay, please, Alif.
Okay, thank you, moderator Sir Eko Fajar, for giving me time. Hi, Sir Muhammad Nassar. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Alif Nurdayat, a student from Informatics Engineering 2022 from University of Bengkulu. Now, I have a question about the fundamental principles of these three fields of traditional encryption, CTFs, and blockchain. In traditional encryption, the primary goal is confidentiality, to hide data and ensure only authorized parties can see it. In many CTFs, the challenge is to break that confidentiality and find the hidden flag. But on a public blockchain, confidentiality is often the opposite of the goal. The ledger, the transaction, and even smart contract codes are designed to be public, transparent, and verifiable. Given this, my question is, how does the role of encryption change in a world that prioritizes transparency? When you can't hide the data anymore, what does security from both a builder and a CTF player's perspective fundamentally become about?
Well, this is a
Okay.
very nice question. Yes.
Okay.
So yeah,
Thank you.
indeed, the crypto has changed a lot from the beginning. It was for ensuring the CIA confidentiality, the integrity, and I guess availability. Also, they added the authentication, the message integrity, and this kind of things. But yeah, later with Bitcoin, we've seen that crypto was used to make cryptocurrency. And then we had the blockchain. And as you said, the blockchain is transparent, but they wanted to ensure kind of accountability or traceability. So I need to know who did what and make this in a way that cannot be forged. Right. So yes, so the crypto has been used for new things, actually. This is very surprising, I agree. But it's one of the tools we use. Yeah, now, especially with, we use it also for privacy, and for all kind of applications. For instance, in privacy, the data is clear, so there is no encryption. But at the same time, the goal is to not trace back a single record of data to a single individual, right? So you want to be just lost in the crowd, in the privacy settings. And here also we have a different set of techniques. So yeah, that's very wonderful to see how things evolve. But yeah, crypto is still a very interesting word.
Okay.
Hope this answers the question.
So, for my I get is the focus changed from like it's public, but our focus is becoming closer to the crowd. Is that the
Yeah, so I don't think that confidentiality is dead, right? So we still need confidentiality for our, bank transactions, all kind of stuff. It's not like it's over for confidentiality. It's just like crypto has extended to new applications.
I see. So crypto become a new tools, not to replace the original cryptocurrencies. What I get. Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's used in different and new ways, but I don't think that the original goals are lost. We still need authentication. We still need to text in an encrypted message. The most famous applications now is like how we can do you trust your texting application like WhatsApp or Signal, or still a very interesting topic is the encryption of our messages.
I see. Okay, thank you.
Our
Thank you, sir.
our voice over IP, voice calls, and so on, our files, so on and so forth. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Ali. Okay, one more question. Okay, please raise your hand. Okay, Bro Enrico Itihad. Please. Okay, Bro,
Yes, tes.
have you unmute your mic? Okay, yeah.
Thank you. Good morning, Dr. Nassar. Thank you for the insightful presentation. My name is Uro, and I'm an undergrad student learning about data security and blockchain. As a beginner, I want to ask you, how can I start learning about the basic cryptography concepts that are often used in capture the flag challenge, such as RSA, without getting overwhelmed by the math complexity? Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, that's a very good question as well. Because sometimes, a lot of times, actually, we are really we face this wall of like it's mathematically is very very difficult. Like this Chinese remainder theorem, for instance, or how the prime numbers work and so on. So I think we should try as much as possible, right? As engineers, we have some math background. We should have some math background. Maybe we don't understand all the details, but that's fine as long as we know the ins and outs. Okay, so say there's a block, and at least I know the ins and the outs of each block, and then see how this unfold in real life or in real world. So this CTF process really gives us a flavor of okay, so the math is wrapped in in a library function, but there is a lot of things around it, right? So how I'm using it and so on. So I guess to be crypto practitioner, you need some math, but it's not necessarily that you're solid mathematician, let's say. But we need to dig as much as possible, understand as much as possible of the math that runs the crypto algorithms. Hope this answers the question as well.
Okay,
Okay,
thank you,
what?
Dr.
Okay,
Nassar, for the answer, and thank you, Mr. Eko.
okay, thank you very much. Okay, we arrive on at the end of the session of the speech from Dr. Nassar. Maybe I will briefly wrap the session. Dr. Nassar has shared his experience about the CTF puzzle that he already solved. You can the audience, yeah, you can rewatch the recording about how Dr. Nassar solved the puzzle in our YouTube channel. Or the committee will give you the link of our YouTube channel, so you can rewind, rewatch the steps. Then from the three questions, from the audience. Yes, cryptography is full of math. Do the math, but don't take everyone. Well, by you still can understand the concept of the crypto and how to implement it either in the game or in the practice without further deep to the math. So yeah, let's learn cryptography. Don't too afraid about the math. Then let's say the matter also said there's a gap between the theory and the practice. So let's let the mathematician or cryptographer do the method, do the scheme, and we as the engineer or the professional, we can we can do our part. So what I can write from this morning session from the Nassar. So yeah, that's it. Thank you very much, Nassar. But before we close the session, we will take a picture for the certificate for you as the speaker. So we can, okay, our team will show in the screen, show on the screen about the certificate. Oh, okay. Okay, so we have take a photo and capture.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Okay. Okay, done. Okay. Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Nassar. Maybe that's all for this 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 evening webinar for you. So maybe before I close the session, why we make a webinar so early on the morning at 8 a.m. here in Indonesia, because in Dr. Nassar time it's already 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. now. So we have 13 hours difference. So that's why we conduct the event very early in the morning. So again, thank you very much, Jonathan, for your time. Thank you very much. Good evening.
Thank you. Thank you for all the audience. Sure.
Thank you very much. Okay, back to the MC.
Okay, thank you very much to our moderator and speaker for the interactive discussion. That's so insightful. Before we don't know what is the capture of the flag. It's like the nation flag or what. So now we know what is capture flag on the crypto. Okay, before we proceed to next session, we would like to inform that Dr. Nassar may now leave the session as it is already late evening in the United States. Thank you once again, Dr. Nassar, for sharing your valuable time and knowledge with us. Hopefully, we meet again at another opportunity. Thank you so much. To the next session, it's time for quiz session. Stay alert, everyone. You have the chance to win exciting prize by answering the question correctly and quickly. So let's start with the quizzes. We will give a code to join. You guys can open the quizzes on your Chrome or your maybe Safari. Okay, that's the code you guys can join to our quizzes.